Hello and welcome to the United Stand. Voulez-vous? Aha! Manchester United in France, va-va-voom and all that jazz. I tell you what, take my clothes and slap me naked. Absolutely, well it's not, I don't want to say unbelievable. I don't want to say unbelievable. You know why I don't want to say unbelievable? Because to say unbelievable, I think in many ways belittles something that this club has always been absolutely fantastic at doing. We're brilliant at it. We're absolutely brilliant at setting the standard, I suppose. Look, we might not have all the oil money, we might not have won a title for a few years, but we're the first club to have a 2-0 deficit and go and win a game. So, you know, in the Champions League. And I tell you what, football has a funny old way of coming back at you, doesn't it? Kimpembe should have been sent off at Old Trafford, scores one of the goals that beats us 2-0. Right at the end of this game, throws a silly arm up, and VAR was man of the match, wasn't it? Let's be honest. Whatever you think about VAR, and I'm not a big fan of VAR, if it wasn't for VAR, well, maybe we might have scored from the corner. You know, you never know. VAR didn't definitely put us through, but it had a big part in it. And look, sometimes this, you know, like these atheists and these people who say, "I don't believe in this, I don't believe in that." Fair play, it's their own right, but things happen in football, especially around this football club, that sometimes you look upstairs and you think at those people that especially this football club has lost, and you think, oh, I just wonder. This club just had, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. And you know what I'm talking about. Sir Matt, Georgie Best, 58, the tragedy and everything like that. But this club, more than any other club, we seem to just get things every now and again that you think, oh, oof. And Solskjaer, or you could just say it's the touch of Solskjaer, isn't it? Back in 99, and then he's managing the club and it's just getting better and better. But that was heroic. It was absolutely heroic from Manchester United tonight, and an absolute pleasure. You don't want to stop talking about it. You want to watch it again and again and again, because those are the games where it was just so tense. It was so tense throughout it. But it's funny because if you were watching the watch along, Marcus and a lot of people in the live comments, with 60 minutes gone, 70 minutes gone, when are we going to attack? When are we going to go for the game? What are we doing? Why are we not going for it? And what did I say at half time? The most important thing for Manchester United is we're 2-1 up at half time. I would love it if it's still 2-1 with 10 minutes to go, because PSG, what PSG did in the second half is they kept trying to score a goal to kill the game. They kept trying. But when it's 2-1 with 10 minutes to go, it's in their head. One mistake from us and they score and we're out. And it played perfect for us. We didn't need to go chasing the game. Ollie went chasing the game with 10 minutes to go because he knew PSG would panic, and it was all about whether we got that one chance. And we did. And we took it. And I don't even know how... I've actually going to hold my hand up and say, just before I went live, I've had direct messages from people. I'm not going to shout them out because they might get in trouble for it. But I've had direct messages from people who support other clubs who said, look, in all fairness, what a night. What a night. Fair play. They'll never say it publicly, but fair play. And I wonder how anybody else looks at it, because I don't think Manchester United were lucky tonight. I don't remember PSG having loads of chances, hitting posts or anything like that. Were PSG the better team? Well, they had more of the ball. Did PSG do more of the attacking? Yes, they did. But were Manchester United better defensively? Yes. Did Manchester United make any defensive errors? No. Did David De Gea spill the ball? No. Did Manchester United win that game 3-1 in a fair fashion? By the letter of the law, yes. So, just absolutely... just overwhelmed. I tell you what, as well, I feel like I should get some bloody headphones. I've got some anywhere. I've got some. Let's do it. I tell you what, Man City think they're going to win that quadruple, but we're still in it. I tell you what, we're in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, and we might get Roma, or we might get Porto, we might get Spurs, but we're in this race. We're in this race to stop them. We're in the quadruple. Any Kevin Keegan fans will know what I'm on about there. But you know, Man City talking about this quadruple. We're still in the Champions League. We're still in the FA Cup. That's two of the trophies they want to win, and we're not relying on anybody else. But I said this before the game. We can win this tournament. I'm not putting us as the favourites, far from it. But if we get through the Paris game, who can't we beat? We're not one of the favourites, but over two legs, Who's going to want to play us? I'll tell you what, Arsenal might beat us on Sunday. But don't tell me that their arse ain't going like a bunny's nose. It's twitching. It is twitching. They are nervous because they'll be... And everybody will be thinking this. Juventus, Man City, everybody in European football will be like, bloody hell. Manchester United reserves have just gone to Paris 2-0 down and won 3-1. They can go anywhere and do anything with anybody. This Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's the real deal. And that's the thing, isn't it? I'm just... I think part of me is in shock. Why am I putting headphones on? But, I think part of me is in shock. Stunned happiness shock. Because we're still in the Champions League. We're still in the Champions League. We're in the draw. When is the draw? I don't even know when the draw is. We're in the draw. And it's not this week, is it? It'll be next week. But just bring it on. Bring it on. I just think Chelsea away, Spurs away, Arsenal away, injuries, Palace and bloody Southampton, PSG away, and we're winning games. Not drawing games, we're winning games. So bring it on. Bring anything on to this club. If the season ends now, I just can't believe it. From the pits of despair under Mourinho, I was saying, like many of you, this is the worst season ever. Who would have thought? Literally, not even 3 months after he's been sacked, we're in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. We're blitzing it in the league. The momentum is amazing, and we are being treated. Treated is the word, to some of the most memorable results of our history, our recent history. That result tonight definitely goes in the top 10 European nights of our history. I'd have to think whether it goes in the top 5, but definitely in the top 10. And we've got a rich European history because of the circumstances. Just brilliant. I'm going to do the player ratings in a minute, but I'm going to be honest and say, was that a vintage Manchester United performance? No, it wasn't. But it was never going to be. It wasn't smash and grab. It wasn't lucky. It was a defensive display that was well organised, patient, and clinical. And that was the only way we were going to win that game. If you went toe-to-toe with PSG, you got beat 4-0. If you lost concentration, you got beat. You had to concentrate, you had to be patient, and you had to be clinical when they made mistakes or when you got opportunities. And we did all those things. And you can only do that if you've got good coaching. And what we're seeing with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is, and I said this when we got him and a lot of you did, I want him to be tested every step of the way. I want him to have the biggest hurdles to jump, because then we'll know if he's the manager. And he's jumped them all. He's got us back in a top 4 race we never should have been back involved in. We're beating Chelsea and Arsenal away in the FA Cup. Not only are we knocking PSG out of the Champions League, which many people said we wouldn't do, but we're doing it from 2-0 down with 2 away goals with our reserves. He's jumping. But the most important thing about that as well is, it's the change in tactics every game. Sometimes we're pushing Chelsea back into their own bloody penalty box in the first 5 minutes of games. Sometimes we are soaking up pressure and hitting people on breaks. And then sometimes today, you've got people leaking. Oh, we're playing 3-5-2. We're playing 3-5-2. We're playing 5-3-2. I'm saying no, it'll be 5-3-2. We play 4-4-2. You use Ashley Young as a right winger and Eric Bailly as a right back. I mean, that nearly cost us the game, Eric Bailly at right back. But he changed it. He gets Delo on and everything's fine. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Delo was fantastic. But you know what? I'm going to give my man of the match. And I don't know whether people are going to agree with me, but smash a like on the video if you do. I'm going to give my man of the match to... I'm going to agree with Marcus. I'm going to give it to Scott McTominay. I am. I'm going to give it to Scott McTominay because I said before the game, and there's a load of other people you could give it to. Lindelof and Smalling and Shaw, yet again, were superb. I think Fred and Pereira stepped up to their plate. I don't think Rashford and Lukaku did a hell of a lot. They scored the goals, they'll get the glory, but I don't think they did a hell of a lot. But that position from Scott McTominay, let me tell you, I said this all week, there's something in this lad that we don't know about because everybody in the club keeps saying what a great player he is. We've seen little bits over the last week. I don't know whether he's going to go on to be a Manchester United first team or he might just be a Darren Fletcher sort of backup player. But when you go to Paris and you play PSG and you're 2-0 down and they're going to have a lot of the ball, if you're a shit player, your team's going to lose if you are the CDM because you have got to protect your back four and feed the players in front of you. And you've got to do that for 90 minutes. And if you're not a player, you're going to get exposed, right? Tonight, for the first time ever, I would say, I believe that he has got something about him. I think he can be a Manchester United player. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was fantastic because it wasn't a night for flair. We were never going to have flair because we were missing too many of our flair players. What tonight was all about was effort, determination, desire, graft, concentration, the whole package, 100% effort. And I think he epitomised that. And maybe some of you would say, to be honest, if he wasn't such a young lad with so many question marks about him, I'd give it to Lindelof because I thought Lindelof was absolutely imperiously brilliant again. But that centre defensive midfield position is a very difficult position to play in those circumstances, and I thought he was absolutely fantastic. I really do. I thought he was brilliant. Really did. Best performance since Sir Alex Ferguson left, in my opinion, says J-Man J Key. I will be reading the super chats out. Don't worry, I will get through them. But yeah, I just all round. I think every player put some really good effort in tonight, and I don't nearly welling up here, but we don't do that. But I don't even. It just doesn't surprise me. I just love this football club. I just do, and I think we do get treated to these things. And I look at Real Madrid last night, and they get knocked out, and you've just won 3 Champions Leagues in a row. And I think what a petulant bunch of fans you've got. We've had it. We had it brilliant under Sir Alex Ferguson for nearly 30 years, and we were spoiled. And then for the last 6 years, it's been crap. And we've not been happy about it, and we've moaned about it, but not to the extent of spoiled Real Madrid fans. We're willing to be patient. If we'd lost tonight, nobody would have moaned. We'd have gone, the circumstances aren't great. We're building something under this manager. But I think that is why we've been rewarded in some ways. And I do believe in fate in football. I do. Because how do you go and do that tonight, really? How do you do that? And how do we keep doing it throughout our history? Because I do believe in fate around this football club. And I think tonight's a reward for everybody. Most of all for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and the players. But it's also a reward for the fans who, under this manager, we're not demanding a title next season. We're not demanding a Champions League next season. What we're demanding is that this man is the right man for our club. He gets us playing in the right way. He gets the players playing for the badge. And we're willing to be patient to that. We're not demanding instant success. I think when Mourinho came in, his CV, you like, I don't really like the way he plays football, but he'll win us a trophy. And maybe we sold our soul a little bit and we were like, yeah, at least it will get us a trophy. And it didn't. But with Solskjaer, we're like, well, we're not demanding a Premier League. We're demanding that the board back him and give him some money. But we're going to be patient, and that patience is paying off because we've just been rewarded tonight with a Champions League quarter-final. And all these bloody fans who've been saying, oh, you're going to be out on Thursday morning, so stop mocking us for the Emmerdale Cup because you'll be in it next season. Well, we're still in the Champions League, and I tell you what, there'll be a lot of people around Europe thinking you've got to consider Manchester United as a winner of this cup. I don't think we will win it. I'm not saying it's impossible, because nothing's impossible. We proved that tonight. But we're a contender, and that's what we want as Manchester United fans. We are a contender. And just on what I was saying before, Manchester United Football Club, the board, I don't think for 1 minute they had any intention of giving Ole Gunnar Solskjaer this job. I think Manchester United had somebody else lined up, and whether that was Pochettino or Zidane or something else, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was a quick fit to make the fans feel good. He was a short-term fix to get Mourinho out of the club, and you just come in for 6 months with Mike Phelan, you get the fans feeling good, and then you can go back to Norway. And I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has thought, all right then, yeah, I'll take that. And in the back of his head, he's thought, this ain't a short-term fix. I'm going to make him give me the job. They've got to give him the job. They've got to give him the job. And I'll tell you what else they've got to give him. As much money as he deserves. £200 million plus. Because if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can send Manchester United reserves to Paris 2-0 down and win 3-1, what would Ole Gunnar Solskjaer do with top players? What would Ole Gunnar Solskjaer do with £200 million to spend on top of what he's got? It's a big point, isn't it? It's a big thought, but magnificent, absolutely magnificent. And I'll never, ever, ever stop being surprised by what this club does. I just can't. I can't. Nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. And I can't wait to get the fan cams up, because Flex is over there, and we were talking today and we were like,
he was saying, I know a lot of people aren't coming over because they think it's a waste of time. But we were like, well, we were always going to go over. Europa League, Carabao Cup, supposed pointless games in Paris. We're in Paris. The United stand's in Paris. You're going to be in Paris, getting those fan cams on our channel of those fans who are over there and have just had. I mean, if you think if you think you've had an amazing night as a United fan watching it on the TV or whatever, imagine what those fans have had. That you can't buy what they've had. You can't buy what they've had, and I can't wait. Absolutely can't wait. Cannot wait to see those fan cams. Cannot wait to see the quarterfinal draw. Cannot wait to continue to be part of this amazing football club. Who, it's more than a football club, Manchester United. It always has been. I always say this at the start of February when we have the anniversary of the Munich tragedy. I always say, this is what our club is. It's not just a football club. It's the greatest football story ever told. It's the greatest sports story ever told. It's beyond football. We've got a massive history. We've got tragedy. We've got the highest highs, the lowest lows. But that's why these things happen. That's why it's never impossible. That's why we believe. That's why we achieve. That's why we are Manchester United. And it's just another amazing night in the rich tapestry of this football club. And, I can take the bad things that happen. I can take the bad results, the shit football, as long as we keep coming back. As long as we keep coming back in the way that we, Manchester United, should come back. And I think tonight is a pure testament to those. Anyway, let's do the player ratings. You know what? I must just say, how did that referee give that long? I mean, Lindsay Laverty says, can't believe it. What a night for Manchester United. Just like 99. Flex is going to be on fire tonight. Love the club and love all the good work you do at the United Stand. Well, we love all you lot as well. We love all you lot because we are one community together. And we share the good times together, and we went through that shitty bit with Mourinho together, and all the moaning and all the ranting. It matters because that's what this is. Tonight was why we were moaning. No, we're not Arsenal. We're not Arsenal fans. Oh, moaning because we've lost another game. We don't do that at Manchester United. We're not fans who just rant because we've lost a game. We were ranting because we were in the pits of despair about where our football club was going. Why we had such a miserable, negative, arrogant man in charge of our club who was suppressing what our club's all about, drowning it. That's why we were ranting. We wouldn't have ranted if we'd lost tonight because we know the journey. We understand the journey. But it's that's what it's all about. That is what it's all about. And we're moving places. We are moving places. And who knows what that future's going to be? Who knows what that future's going to be? But absolutely fantastic. Anyway, let's do the player ratings. Yeah, what I was going to say is, how did the referee add 9 minutes on? He was only adding 3 minutes on. Then the penalty happened. The penalty incident, VAR to being given, was 3 minutes max. And he added 9 on. He should have only been 6 minutes and he added 9 on. I tell you what, that could have gone one way or the other. I actually didn't think. Let's talk about the penalty for a moment. I actually didn't think he was going to give a penalty. Do you think it was a penalty? Get in the live comments. You know now we're well clear of full time and the result's been given. Can I just say, if that had been given against a United player, I'd be going mad. I don't think it was a penalty. I'm sure by the letter of the law it's a penalty, but I think the ball travels so far and he's turned his back. I don't think it's a penalty. I do think it's a penalty because it's given as one of our greatest European nights, but I didn't think it was going to be given is what I'm trying to say. I thought, oh, he's not going to give that. He's going to say it's not deliberate or anything like that. What the letter of the law is, I don't know. But also, what I want to say is as well, I'm going to do the player ratings now, Sean. Don't matter. Don't worry. We're enjoying ourselves. We don't get many of these nights. It's not a traditional match reaction. What I was going to say is that there was a point after we'd scored where the ball came towards De Gea in his 6-yard box, and all he had to do was just catch it in his chest like that, and he did some weird punch. I was like, what the fuck are you doing, De Gea? What are you doing? I know you're the world's best goalkeeper, but catch the bloody ball. But we got there. We got over the line in the end, and 9 minutes of extra time makes it all worthwhile anyway, doesn't it? Because it just makes it better. So, player ratings. I'm going to give De Gea a 7. Maybe a little bit generous to do that, if I can get the pen working. There it is. So, we'll give De Gea a 7. Give Young... I would give Young a 6. I thought he was crap, but I'm not going to give anyone less than a 7 tonight. So 7 for him. people might say this is a bit of a joke, but I'm going to give 9s to these 3. I think they've been so consistent in recent weeks. And I think when you go to Paris 2-0 down and you are playing with an inexperienced midfield in front of you, you need your experienced players to step up to the plate. And you definitely need your experienced defenders to step up to the plate. And whilst Ashley Young, I think, was below par tonight, I thought Smalling, Lindelof and Shaw were stunning. Absolutely stunning. Brilliant performances. And I can't give them any lower than a 9. And I know 9's always a very high score, but what we achieved tonight, it wasn't brilliant football, but something was brilliant. And it was the organisation and concentration and defensive side of the game that was brilliant tonight. And those 3 were firm parts of that. I can't give him a 10, McTominay, but I'll definitely give him a 9 for the same reason I've already given him man of the match. I give Pereira and Fred 8s. I thought they worked tirelessly. Their passing wasn't brilliant at times, but they worked really, really hard. Let's not forget that midfield of PSG is very, very good as well. McTominay, Fred and Pereira. You know, I said at the start of the game, Watford did fancy their chances against that midfield, let alone PSG, and they stood up to the plate and they worked really, really hard. Rashford, I've got to give Rashford a 9, you know. I don't think Rashford had a very good game, but he got us the second goal with the shot, and that penalty. Oh, that penalty. Oh, God. I saw it back as well, and Buffon did get close to it. I thought the goal looked so small. You're like, oh, we've got a penalty, we're going to do it. And then you think, shit, it's a penalty. I've seen Pogba miss a penalty at the weekend, we all have. And I thought, that goal looks so small. Marcus Rashford, it's in my head. Because I'm English, I'm allergic to penalties anyway. I was like, he's going to bloody miss it. And I'm like, he's a young lad as well. You don't want Marcus Rashford to miss a penalty like this, because those are the sort of things that can play on his head. Haters are going to call him Trashford. We're going to get, you know, I tell you what as well, for those people who are still watching, fair play, make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner, and whack a like on the video. I think it would be amazing if we got 10,000 likes on this video, wouldn't it? So smash a like. But I tell you what, I just want to, if you're not happy enough, I just want to add this as well. If Rashford had missed that penalty and we'd gone out, we would have been disappointed, but we'd have swallowed it and we would have gone, I'm so proud of the lads. That's our reserve team, beating PSG 2-1. We were so close, but I'm so proud of the lads, and we would have clapped them and everything, right? That's what we would have done. You know what all our rivals would have done? There would have been clips of that. They would have took the piss, this, that and the other. They would have absolutely buried us for it because we got so close and went out. Because that's what rivalry works like. That's what banter works like. So smile about that as well, because that penalty, not only did it put us through, it saved us a load of shit from rivals bantering us as well. But Rashford gets a 9. I don't think his performance was brilliant, but he gets a 9 because to step up and basically, well, if the ref hadn't added so much time, that penalty was huge. It was a huge moment, and he took it so well. I don't know what I said. Didn't I say something about harder than a wedding dick? That even makes sense. Oh, I know. Smashed it harder than a wedding night dick. That makes sense. Wedding night, you know what I mean. But, yeah. God. But it makes it better. You know what? I don't think I've enjoyed a Manchester United game as much as I've enjoyed the last two for a long, long time. And I know we've beaten Chelsea and Arsenal and Spurs, but the game against Southampton at the weekend was just brilliant because we were 1-0 down, 2-1, 2-2, and you're like, oh no, and then you win it late on. Just a brilliant game of football for your emotions. And then tonight again as well. Early goal, 1-1. Get another goal. Defend brilliantly, and then right at the end, a penalty to win it and put you through. You can't write this stuff, but you can, because that's what Manchester United's all about. Lukaku, I'm going to give him an 8, because I don't think he deserves a 9, because Rashford got a 9 for the penalty. And I don't think Rashford and Lukaku did that much. But what I would say about Lukaku, he's in that penalty box on there. He's the penalty box king. Outside the box, bird box challenge, blindfold, you don't know what he's going to do. In the box, give him a sniff, he'll eat it. Delightful finishes on both. Anticipate. That's the thing about Lukaku I wanted to say. His anticipation on both of those goals was brilliant. He anticipated mistakes. He anticipated the bad back pass on the first goal, and he anticipated the spill from Buffon on the second goal. Delot. I'm going to give him a 9. Let's not forget, Eric Bailly started this game and was atrocious. Delot came on like he did against Southampton, and the game changed for us. We looked solid again, and it was absolutely brilliant. Thomas says Lukaku's better than Rashford. Look, that's my opinion. You know, everyone's going to have an opinion, but I've only boosted Rashford above Lukaku because of the penalty. That's simply it. Because I tell you what, it takes a certain kind of person to step up and score a penalty in those circumstances. Away from home, you know if you miss it, you're out. You know if you score it, you're through. Against one of the world's best goalkeepers, with a whole crowd against you, from a penalty decision that people aren't happy about. You've got people shouting in your ear. And this is why I think Marcus Rashford's going to be a massive, massive player for Manchester United for many years. Because I don't think he played particularly well today, but he still finds moments in games to deliver things for this football club. And we've just witnessed something amazing tonight. Absolutely amazing. And we will... we're in the quarter-final draw for the Champions League. I don't think anybody anywhere thought that was going to happen. We thought it could happen. There was a slim chance it could happen. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is our manager. Simple as that. Summit, Dangel says, I'm so jealous of Flex today. Well, you lot put him there. That's how we afford to do it, the growth of this channel. But you'll benefit. You'll get the fan cams. They're going to be great. You can always. I'll be watching them all day tomorrow. Alodamiji Olafu says, I love this club. Stupor 8 Nova says, there was a substitute and injury time to add to the VAR time. I still think it was way too long. Anya Carby and Marcus says, shout out to the fans who watch the penalty kick in real time. Sal Young says, De Gea and Smalling clutched up in the one-on-one Mbappe had. Abanaf Shori says, Fred deserves a 9. Stupa 8 Nova, thank you very much. We riot if Ollie isn't given the job, says Manic SJ. He's got the job already. They're just waiting to announce it at the right time. And I think a lot of it is to do with season ticket sales and corporate boxes and everything like that. The longer they leave it, the more they sell. Jermaine J. Key says, young players did well, specifically Rashford, as he doesn't have much experience, but still managed to pull off a great performance, assist and a penalties. Remember, Rashford's 2 years younger than Scott McTominay. And in our minds, we think McTominay's younger, because obviously, experience-wise, he is, but Rashford's a lot younger. Aaron Manchakudu, thank you for the contribution. What a ride it has been with Ollie and the United stand. Happiest day in years, says Shivesh Singh. Aman Jain, these are the nights that we live for. Great fight and passion. What a turnaround. Give the Ollie job now, right now. Warwick Burton, much respect to Marcus Rashford, a young United player who stepped up to take an extra time Champions League penalty against a legendary keeper and buried it with confidence, calmness and maturity to send United into the quarterfinals. And you're spot on. That penalty is brilliant. Watch it again, because Buffon goes the right way. A world-class keeper goes the right way, but the quality of the penalty, it's one of those, it doesn't matter if the keeper goes the right way because it's hit so well. Matthew Daly says, we beat Juventus and PSG to get here. We deserve to be in this competition. Lukaku, credit for being cool-headed and positioning well for the goals. Yes, the anticipation was great. King Callum, unbelievable. Ollie for the job now. He has revived our club. Love how we are playing. Nick P, give a shout out to our youngest ever Champions League player, Mason Greenwood. Yes, I don't think he got a touch of the ball, did he? But we chucked him on. What a way to make your debut. Brian Hansen, PSG is the French Arsenal. And I hope with Mason Greenwood as well. He's clearly a hungry player, but to come on and make your debut and be part of that history, hopefully he's got the taste of that now. I hope our fan cams outdo Ajax's, says DBottom25. PSG is the French Arsenal, says Brian Hansen. Emil11 Beastie, he says, I'm 13-year-old crying inside after that penalty. Hopefully a United fan crying as well. Zeki, the away win streak continues. Glory Manchester United again. Yeah, again, the run of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and only one loss. Give him the job. What else does he need to prove, says Simon. Gary McAdam, best draw we can hope for, English side or not. Gary, I genuinely don't know what you lot think. I don't care who we get in the draw. I don't care if we get Man City. I don't care. My expectation in this season was not to win the Champions League. I don't think we can win the Champions League. So I think we're dangerous. I think that's the great thing. We can beat anybody. And that makes us very, very dangerous. So I don't care who we get. I don't want to. I always say this. I said it in the FA Cup when we got Chelsea and Arsenal. People are, I'm like, I don't care. Not bothered. Give us the challenge and we'll take it. And we might win and we might lose, but I'm not scared of any. Bring them on. Patrick St. Pierre, it's my birthday and we get the miracle in Paris. I love this effing team. I love this effing channel. Get in. Glory, glory. Sims, so crazy that we can watch the quarter-final draw. Sharath, I'll do that live on the United Stand, by the way. Sharath Kamath Fitness, Porto get a penalty via VAR in extra time. Have they won or not? I don't know. Anya Kibi and Marquis says pink jersey and no extra time. Good for Sunday. J-Man Jakey says best performance. Yep, we've read that one. What a way to begin my birthday, Mark. 4 a.m. in India. This moment will stick in my mind for years. What a match, says Shija Sandeep. Happy birthday. Fred is red, says Marlon Cov, 93. Ray, Carl Brown, Amore. Best feeling we had about this club for a while. Pradniawaki, Ollie takes on the squad Mourinho complained about, then goes to Paris without many senior players, still wins it. That is the United way. Gunners are scared now. Brilliant. Ollie, you're right. Mourinho spent all season moaning about not having enough players. Well, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer didn't have those players and a hell of a lot more and still goes and does that. 4 a.m. in India. Better mornings, miracle, says Kizala Chakrabarti. Ibn Afshori, PSG had many decisions go their way in both games. We only had one decision go our way. Glory, glory, Manchester United. Ollie's at the wheel. By the way, Fred was really good today. Yeah, he needs to build on that, doesn't he? Alex Marmon, Sir Ollie, give him the job and the freedom of the UK. Give him a statue as well. Akshay Sood, holy hell, mighty pleased about the result, but it needs to be said, Ashley Young is absolutely no business playing for United, none whatsoever. That would be... We don't need a negative tonight, but I do agree with you. Lockie MUFC 92. Give Ollie the job before they leave Paris. Outstanding. Snake Doctor, amazing. Absolutely stoked. Give Ollie the keys to the kingdom, the castle, the throne, and everything else with the name Manchester United. Bloody brill. And Imrano TV, we're going to win the title, the FA Cup, the Champions League, and Arsenal's top 4 trophy. Man United Boy 13. Mark, this isn't any God intervention. This is simple football where 22 men plays and in the end, Ollie bring forth the miracle. Philip Burtonwood, this is why I love this game. Loves to you all. Adam Arno, my partner had a miscarriage 3 days ago. Thank you, United, for lifting our spirits. Oh, mate. Well, that's that, thoughts out to you because I know that's a very personal and not a nice thing to go through. So if this has brought you any happiness, good, but thoughts for that. What happened? Me, a Liverpool fan, wanting United to win, says Lambie. The power of the United stand. Di Maria roadkill. Ollie's at the wheel, says Damu. Oscar, thank you. Abel Leon. Woodward better have that contract ready. I tell you what. Where's Di Maria and his pictures of drinking the bottle now? And we had to take that, don't we? Sometimes you've got to take the banter. You've got to lose the battle to win the war. We won the war. Di Maria looks bloody stupid now, didn't he? I bet he was so smug. In Manchester, walking out. Oh, look at me. And you're out. You are out, boy. You are out with Paris, with René from LOLO. No, that's who Arsenal are playing tomorrow. With Gerard Depardieu, with Thierry Henry, with your Vavavoom, with your baguettes. Manchester United are through, and you're not. Simple as that. Absolutely simple as that. And I don't want to stop the stream. I don't want to stop the stream because I want to cling on to it forever. Warwick Burton, I think we read that one already, thank you. Di Maria, no, we don't want that to happen, Alan. Get in United. Oh my God, I'm absolutely ecstatic for us winning this game, says Brendan. I just hope every Manchester United fan did watch that game because it was sensational and fully deserved. And just never stop believing with Manchester United Football Club. Never stop believing because you just never know. You never know what's round the corner. You just never know. And I don't even want to think about Arsenal at the moment. And Sir Alex Ferguson in the stadium as well just makes it all the more enjoyable. Very ill last summer. But I just want to say as well, forget Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and the team for a moment. I just want to say we've got 20,000 people watching. We had nearly that watching for the watch along. This channel's grown from nothing to what it is now, and it is down to all you lot. And the fact that we're going to be having the fan cams and creating amazing memories tonight that we can put up on the channel is down to you lot and all your support and this community that we've built, which is absolutely stunning. And it makes it so much better when we get these, when we, what we've been through as a community with the Mourinho stuff and everything, to get nights like this. Some clubs would pay millions to have nights like this. And I know it's not a trophy, but it doesn't always have to be a trophy. Sometimes it's about the step in the right direction, or the circumstances when it's, youngsters and reserves. And absolutely fantastic. So thanks everybody for watching. AG is back, says we are back. 3 words I've been dying to say again and again. Thanks everyone for your support on the United Stand. I'll be back tomorrow, but we have got the fan cams coming in, so make sure you are subscribed and you've got your notifications on, so that when they're uploaded you're getting the videos. They should be up in the next hour or so, because obviously I don't know whether they'll keep the United fans in after the game, and then they've got to be filmed, and then they've got to get them up. But they'll be coming up, and even if you've got to watch them in the morning or get up in the night to watch them, I think they're going to be some of the most memorable fan cams we've ever done. Part of history they will be for Manchester United, so get watching them. Thanks everyone for watching. What a night for Manchester United. I'm going to go and open a bottle, I think. Thanks for watching. See you soon.